Hi, welcome to this quick video with an introduction to the new QuickBooks Online and some of the basic navigation to help you get around and start working in the new QuickBooks Online quickly. My name is Michelle Long. I am a CPA and the owner of Long for Success. I'm an author as well as an international speaker. I'm thrilled to say that I've been training for Intuit since the year 2007, and lately they've been sending me not just all across the United States, but also to cities across Canada, as well as Australia and London to help teach other accounting professionals about working with QuickBooks Online and help them to get certified. I'm also co-host of the Ultimate Accounting VCon, a virtual conference targeted for accountants and bookkeepers. Love to have you join me if you're interested in that next July 2014. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my LinkedIn group. It's a great resource. The reason I'm creating this video for you today is because I realize that a lot of people, when they see the new QuickBooks Online, they're like, oh my gosh, it looks different. It doesn't look like the old QuickBooks Online, or it doesn't look like the desktop version. So today I'm going to help you get going so you can navigate quickly and efficiently. So first of all, let me also tell you that there is a sample company out there that you can play with to help you to get comfortable with the new QuickBooks Online. There's the URL for that sample company, qbo.intuit.com/redir/test drive. So you might want to pause and go ahead and jot down that URL. That is a US-based sample company, but if you're listening from another country, I believe you should be able to type that in and access it as well. Just be aware that it is the US-based sample company. Let's get on into QuickBooks Online now and give you a quick overview so you can start working more efficiently in the new QBO. First of all, this is your home page. You'll know you're in the new QBO if you have this left navigation bar over here. We're on our home page. We have income across the top here. Any of these that I would click on, I'm able to drill down and get a report to show me all the transactions and all the activity in there. Then we have our expenses. Same thing. I could click over here and drill down on any of these that I want more detail on. Profit loss, again, I can click and drill down on that. Upper right corner, you'll see a list of your bank accounts, and I can see here I've got 33 transactions that have been downloaded waiting for me to go ahead and add those or deal with those in QuickBooks Online. We've got our credit card accounts and our savings and checking accounts up here. You can also add PayPal in there if you want to. We've got an activities feed over here on the right showing you activities that's going on, and you can filter that for certain transactions if you'd like to do that as well. So this is your home page. Then we have the customer center over here on the left nav bar. We have customers. We also have vendors. You'll see the vendor center. These two are basically the same. So on our customers and vendors, we have what we call a money bar going across the top up here. This shows you the transactions as they go from unbilled, so estimates and unbilled activity that you might have entered, unpaid transactions, overdue transactions, and recently paid transactions. So right now, I'm not filtering by anything. So this is a list of my full client list right here, my customer list here. But if I click on, let's say, overdue invoices, that will show me just these 10 that are overdue. And you can see that I'm filtered up here. If I want to go back to the full customer list, I just click to clear that filter. So any of these that I would click on just will show me those transactions. And that's really handy because I can do batch activities for that. So for example, on these overdue invoices, I could click to select all of these and quickly send them all a statement, or I could send them all an email if I wanted to. Hey, you've got an overdue invoice, please pay that. So you can do batch activity for these things if you want to. You can sort by name, by company, overdue balance, or overbalance, whichever one you choose. You can search for customers over here. Also, we can customize this. Down here, I could come in here if I wanted to see some more information. Under this little gear, I maybe want to see their address as well. Maybe I want to see 50 of them at a time instead of 150 at a 300. You can include inactive customers if you want. You can print this list, and you can also export this list if you want to right over here on the right. And this again is the same in the vendors or suppliers if you're looking at it from another country. You also can go ahead and directly do some things from here. So it can be your dashboard where you could go ahead and receive payment or print the statement or whatever. Or like if we had unbilled activity showing, we could come over here and start the invoice from that. So this can be a dashboard that you can use if you want to. If you want to see more transactions, you can always close the money bar right here by clicking the up or the down arrow right over here. So you can do that if you'd like to. So that's the customers and the vendors. If you've turned on payroll, you'll have your employee center here as well. Then under transactions, this will take you into the banking activity, the downloaded transactions, and your bank area where you can go through and deal with those. I'll have another video covering that a little bit later. Then also your sales and your expenses. This is a great place to see all the transactions for sales. In here, let's go ahead and clear this and show everything. This will show you all transactions related to sales. So for example, I can look in here and I can see all my estimates, credits, recently paid, estimates. So whatever you wanted to filter for, you can look and filter by date, by customer, whatever it is that you're looking for. You can go through there and filter and see all those transactions at a glance. You can also go through here and do some batch activities. Let's say I wanted to filter and look for all my invoices, and I could look by date or by a certain customer. I'm just going to go ahead and say filter all my invoices, and I need to print them all for some reason. I could select all of them, go ahead and say print all of them, or I could send them all if I wanted to, print a packing slip. It's really very customizable. As well as, again, over here, you could go through and do action right from here. I could go ahead and receive a payment or print these things individually. I can sort it by the status over here if I wanted to. I can sort it by the balance. By clicking on the headings of the columns, you're able to sort things if you need to do that. You can change the width of columns. You move your cursor to where it becomes a two-directional arrow. See how that becomes two-directional? And then click and drag and drop to change the width of your columns. Again, you can print, export, or using this gear, you can go through and customize some of this. One of the things, and you can pick and choose which columns you want to see by checking or unchecking these. Then over here under rows, I like to see how you can make them compact. So right now they're not compact, they're a little bit wider for each row, or you can make it compact. That allows you to see more on the screen at a given time. So that's just kind of handy too as well. So again, that was all sales transactions. Here's all expenses where you can see all your bills, all your checks, all your credit card charges that you put in, any purchase orders that you have out there, all expense related transactions. Registers or account histories, if you're in a different country, it might say account histories. This will show you the chart of accounts here, and I can click on checking to get my register for the check register at a glance. Also under reports, also under transactions, that's where you can print checks if you need to print checks. Then we get into the reports section. And when we're in reports, you have several different categories here. Your recommended, frequently run, your custom reports. Instead of memorized reports, we can customize reports, and you can set that up to automatically email them. I'll have that tip for you in another video. And then you can go in and see all reports where we've got them grouped according to all the reports. And here you would see taxes, and have sales taxes and payroll taxes if you've turned on payroll, or you'll just see sales tax over here. This is where you're going to go to create your reports, make your tax payments, and things like that. Apps will take you to the App Center where you can see apps that will integrate with QuickBooks Online. If you need additional features and functionality, definitely go check out the App Center. Then across the top up here, we have another toolbar up here. This will show up on almost every page that you're on. Unless you're currently in a transaction, then you won't see that. On the magnifying glass, that's where we can search, and you can click on advanced search to go in there and find whatever it is you're looking for. Let's say you're looking for a bill, and maybe the amount equals $500, and maybe you know that that bill was entered on a certain date. Maybe you want to say, I want to look for this month. So you can add filters too, so that you'll have additional filters out here to search for criteria that you're looking for. So that's the little search icon. Then also the little clock will show you recently entered transactions. So here you'll see all the recent transactions that I've entered, and I can click more to get a report of all the transactions that have been recently entered. Then we have the Quick Create menu. This plus will show you the Quick Create, and I can show less and just see the 4 most frequent, or I can do show more to see the full Quick Create menu. Any transaction that you want to enter, click the plus. Up here, you click the plus, and you have all your customer transactions, vendors or suppliers, your employees, and other, including bank deposits, transfers, journal entries, or statements. So let's say I wanted to enter an invoice. I'll go ahead and click on invoice over here. And then I'm going to show you real quickly. Notice how it drops down. Now that Quick Create menu and that toolbar right there doesn't show because I'm in the middle of entering a transaction. So I can go ahead and enter this transaction. You'll notice this slides out over here. If you choose a customer that has some billable time or costs, it will slide out to show you that. Or if you're in the middle of entering a check or an expense and there's already been a bill, this will slide out. So it will show you related things that you may need to add to that invoice that you're creating. One of the other things that I think that's really handy is, let's say I have a couple of lines here. Let me just go ahead and click on something else to add onto this invoice. And let's go put a rate over here. Let's make something up. One of the things that's nice, notice this little icon here. If you put your cursor over it, it becomes a 4-directional line. I can actually, let me go ahead and add some more lines so I can show you this. I can click and drag and drop and rearrange the lines of my invoice or my transaction. This is true on all transactions. Click that little square, click and drag and drop, and you can rearrange the lines to put it in the order that you want to put that in. Also in the US, if you need to change your discount, does the discount come before or after sales taxes? Click this little thing over here and that will switch how the discount is applied. You can put your message in there, a statement memo if you wanted to. Down in the bottom left corner of all transactions, you can attach a document. You can attach an image or whatever you need to, up to 25 megabytes, so you can attach those receipts. Bottom left corner would allow you to cancel or clear this transaction. Down in the bottom here, I could do a print or preview of what it's going to look like. I also could make this recurring. You can set up recurring or memorized transactions. When I make it recurring, I also can go ahead and tell it that I not only want to make this automatically happen on a regular basis, like every month or every week. Maybe I want it to do every week on Wednesday. What's my start date and end date? But this is awesome right here. Automatically send the emails. I can automatically create the invoice and send the email of that invoice to the customers. That's a pretty big deal. A lot of people really like that. I'm going to go ahead and just save to get back out of that. So on that invoice that I was entering, and I didn't actually finish, did I? I was talking to you about that invoice. Let me go back to an invoice here because I wanted to point out down in the bottom right corner here, we have several options: save and close, or save and new, or save and send. There's also a keyboard shortcut, Control-Alt-S. Control-Alt-S will save that for you as well. Down here also, if you have an existing transaction open, let's go ahead and open an existing transaction. Let's go into this credit card expense here. Down at the bottom here, see where it says more? This is where if you want to copy that transaction, void, delete, see the journal for that, or the audit history, the history for that transaction, you can do that by clicking on that more button down there. So that's some things to kind of help you with navigating transactions from up here. So again, this is any transactions that you want to enter. Then anything else that you need to do, you go to the gear in the upper right corner. The gear will give you your settings or your company preferences, your chart of accounts. The currency center is right here for international clients or customers that are using other versions outside the US. They'll see the currency center. All of your lists, your products and services instead of an items list. We have recurring transactions instead of memorized transactions. We have a list of all of our attachments. And then over here's tools. If you want to import your lists, your customers, your products or services, your chart of accounts, if you want to import the desktop data, reconciling, the bank reconcile, you can do that right from here. Budgeting. Audit log is awesome. I'm going to show you that in just one second, but let me also point out over here, this is where you would get to your account. The manage users, this is where you would invite your accountant as a user. You can have 2 accountant users. Send feedback to Intuit. If there's something that you want them to add or change or a bug that you discover, click on feedback. They really do listen to your feedback. Let me also show you the audit log or the activity log real quickly now. You might hear it called different things. This audit log is awesome because not only does it show you changes in transactions, but it also shows you when people log in, when they log out. You can see I just added a recurring transaction. You can see when they add a vendor or a supplier or a customer. You can see if they edit that, changes that they've made. So for example, here's where we edited an expense. Over here to the far right, if you click on view, it will show you the details of that. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one so I can see what was changed here. And it's got this highlighted in yellow. The name is what changed. If you even wanted to compare to see what it was before and after, you'll see that's highlighted in yellow. There was no name there before, and now we have Bob's Burger Joint. I could click on show changes only, and then it's just going to show me that. So the audit trail or the activity log is really awesome to get in and find out what's going on with some things. Now, if I go back to my audit log, and I did the back by clicking the back button on my mouse. You may need to go up here and click the back button up here, but my mouse has a little shortcut where I can do it with my thumb. But in the audit log, you also can filter, and this is great. You can filter by a particular user. You can filter for specific dates, and then also filter for specific things here. So, you know, are you looking for reconciliations or people when they signed in and out? This is really a very powerful tool when you're looking for things. So I hope this has been helpful for you to go in and learn a little bit more about QBO. Remember, you can go in and play with that sample company and get more comfortable with it, playing around in there and trying things out, entering things, doing things. So I want to thank you for watching. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up, including one on navigation tips and tricks, helping you move around a lot more efficiently using Chrome, doing some bookmarks, some one-click things, having open windows and things like that. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my blog. If you have additional questions or want additional resources, my LinkedIn group is a great resource, as well as the Intuit Community Forum. So thank you for listening, and watch for additional videos coming soon.